Neil Gittleman here with an extra piano bench chat for this week. I guess technically it's number 60, but I'm going to go by the weeks. I'm just going to call it number 59A. And that was a little bit of an attempt to play the beginning of course, the dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy from Tchaikovsky's Nutcracker Ballet. And the reason I'm playing it today, even though it's the middle of spring and it's going to be 80-something degrees outside, is in tribute to a great Sugar Plum Fairy, Nathaly Prieto, who just last weekend danced her last performance with Dayton Ballet. She's retired from dancing. Nathaly closed her Dayton Ballet career out in the title role of Cinderella. I was there for the last performance. It was absolutely beautiful. It was a really emotional day, and she got a fabulous ovation from her colleagues and from the audience. Nathaly is a very special dancer. When I first started working with Dayton Ballet as part of the Dayton Performing Arts Alliance almost 10 years ago, Nathaly was relatively new to the company then, and I knew some of the other dancers, but I didn't know her, and immediately you could tell she was someone special. Of course, she had wonderful technique, beautiful person, and great dancer, but she had this style about her, and especially a sense of musicality that was really amazing. One of the things that about conducting for ballet, there are the star dancers, and then there's a corps, a whole bunch of dancers, usually women, dressed alike, same hair and everything, looking alike. And one of the things for a conductor when you're doing a piece with a corps is, if you're accompanying a pas de deux or a solo like the Sugar Plum Fairy dance, obviously you watch the main dancer, you watch Nathaly's feet and you accompany her, and that's what you do. It's like accompanying a pianist or a violinist in a concerto, except you're accompanying a dancer. But in a piece like a big waltz from Swan Lake or Sleeping Beauty or something like that, and there's a whole corps of dancers up there, one of the tricks that I use is I try to find one particular dancer whose musicality I trust implicitly, and I always keep my eye on them. And I figure if I'm following them well, then everyone else is going to be in good shape. And Nathaly, it's interesting, in a lot of ballet companies, there's a kind of stratified system, and typically someone who dances the Sugar Plum Fairy in Nutcracker would never dance in the corps because they're the solo, the star. But Dayton Ballet has never been that way. Everybody dances everything, and there isn't a ranked star system. So sometimes Nathaly would be in the leading role, and sometimes she'd be in the corps. And I always would notice if Nathaly was in the corps, and wherever she was, even if she was in the back corner of the last row of dancers, I would keep an eye on her and watch her feet, because again, she was such a musical dancer and easy to follow, and she was kind of a guidepost through that piece. And it's been wonderful these past 9 or 10 years to work with Nathaly, and I will miss her, but I know there'll be another great dancer to take her place in the company. But I wanted to do this little extra piano bench chat to say thank you to Nathaly Prieto for all the years of wonderful dancing she gave Dayton Ballet and the community of Dayton. I've loved playing for her. I've loved working with her as a colleague, and especially loved sitting in the audience and watching her perform as I did last weekend in her last dance of Cinderella. So bravo, Nathaly. Thank you for everything, and have a wonderful post-dancing career.